Greetings from Boston, Massachusetts, USA, on this 35th anniversary celebration for iOS Press. I'm Karen Jacobs, the founding editor of the journal Work, a journal of prevention, assessment, and rehabilitation. Well, I'm going to just provide some of an overview on the journal. We'll start with 1990 when the journal first started, and then 1998 when it became part of iOS Press. And then I'll talk about some features of the journal, such as the Learn at Work webinar, blogs, and a little bit about the future. So let me start with a little narrative. In 1989, I was on a telephone call with Dr. Gary Kielhofner. And I remember being so excited to share with him an idea I had for a journal. And I had the title called Work, a journal of prevention, assessment, rehabilitation. I knew that it would be a journal that would be interprofessional, international. It would have an editorial board of many different professions. I even had the idea for the color of the journal and even a design. And I said to Gary, I don't know what to do next. And he said, Karen, right time, right place. I have just been hired by a small startup publishing company called Andover Press. And they're in Massachusetts like you. Can I introduce you? And of course I said yes. And it turned out that the publishing company was in the town next to where I was living in Massachusetts. So I met with them that same week, and the journal Work began in 1990. And it started off with being published 4 times a year, and then grew to 8 times a year. And then in 1998, it was sold from Elsevier to iOS Press. And boy, was I happy to join the iOS Press family. So Work now in 2022 is published 12 times a year. It has an impact factor of 1.505. It has 80 editorial board members from around the globe, and from many, many different professions, such as occupational therapy, physical therapy, engineering, ergonomics, in psychology, among many other professions. I've had editorial assistants during this time. My first editorial assistant was Victoria Hall, then Liz Auk, and Amanda Nardone is just retiring from being my editor assistant. And thank you to Mandy. And Liz Souza, Lindsay Souza is my assistant now. And Lindsay, it's a joy to work with you. And I do want to do a shout out to all the editor's assistants I've worked with over the years. So I want to just share some features and just share how wonderful it has been to work with iOS Press. I feel that I've had incredible support, and when I have ideas of different things that I'd like to do, it's always welcomed. And one of those ideas was in 2017 to start a Learn at Work webinar series where we would invite authors to do a webinar on their articles that was published in the journal. And this has been going on really very well. Typically, we have 8 to 12 webinars a year. They all are on YouTube. We have a Learn at Work YouTube channel so that people who aren't with us live for the Learn at Work webinars can avail themselves to listen to them. And again, I just want to do a shout out to iOS Press for embracing this idea. Another different feature that we've added, and I do want to say that we have a fabulous work website On the website, we have blogs. And some of the blogs that are there over the years, again, are writers uh, put together very different topics. So Amy Wagenfeld has a blog called Nurture Through Nature. And she, on a regular basis, has a short posting, evidence based, to look at nature and its impact on us. Jennifer Long, Jenny, has Vision at Work and Play. And she has been consistently writing a blog almost monthly. And I do want to do a shout out to Jenny in particular, who has been on our editorial board for many, many years and writing the blog, who's been an invaluable member of Work, who has just retired from doing her blog and the editorial board to go on to other things that she's doing in Australia. So a shout out to Jenny. We also have Valerie Rice, who is writing a blog on mindfulness and mindful moments. Valerie has been part of the journal Work since 1990. She is one of our original board members, and I have to thank her for all of the guidance and support she has given over the years with the journal. Her blog is really interesting, and we have a lot of feedback from that for people implementing some of the strategies that she suggests. And our newest blog is called WISE, Work in Social Entrepreneurship. And Tomiko Falchan has just joined our editorial board in writing these blogs. And she's introducing and interviewing entrepreneurs from around the globe. And so I know that our readership will thoroughly enjoy going to our website and reading these blogs. So I've been asked to think about the future and what might be the future for publishing. And I took a lot of time to think about this and looked at some resources and what people are talking about. I think one of the things that is really important for the future is to look at different models for peer reviewing. We know that it's not easy to get people to review articles. Everybody is so busy. And perhaps there might be some other ways of enhancing and incentivizing the review process. I think we need increased transparency and accountability with the review process. And perhaps we need to put together some peer review training to help and guide people. I think automating it a little bit more will be helpful for both the reviewers, authors as well, and for editors and publishers in general. Future growth of open access, that's really important. And increased challenges for authors in low-income countries to have a voice through publishing because of publication fees. And I know that iOS Press has been really wonderful about waiving publication fees for authors in low-income countries, and also following a directive that exists as well, the Helsinki. I do want to share that it's been wonderful to have the opportunity to publish what we call editor's choice or free to read articles. And I think that in the future, that should continue. And I think it's a wonderful feature for iOS Press to offer that, because it does allow people to have a voice. I do want to do a shout out to something that we've done during the pandemic to be able to bring forth the impact of COVID-19 on the area of work. And we have been publishing so many articles on that and hope to continue as the research evolves. And in particular, looking at working from home, and we recently have a special issue on that topic, but I think that we'll see hybrid and remote and in-person work growing even more. And that's something that in the future, I'd like to see us publishing more of. In conclusion, I want to just say congratulations on your 35th anniversary. With gratitude, I just have the names of some people here. I feel as an editor of a journal so warmly welcomed and part of the iOS Press family. Thank you so much for all your support, and I look forward to many, many more years of publishing the journal and being part of iOS Press. Thank you.